is a person brandishing a knife at a doorway during a knock and talk exigency to go in there and take this person into custody. All right, my name is Anthony Bandiero. I'm an attorney and senior legal instructor for Blue to Gold Law Enforcement Training, bringing you another roadside chat. Let's talk about this one, okay? So this cop is from South Dakota. We got multiple calls on a subject revving the engine of a car on her own front property about 9 p.m. She must have a Dodge Charger. This has been an ongoing, almost daily issue and happens at all different times of the night. Definitely has a Dodge Charger. Upon arrival, the subject is inside the house with the front door open. We attempt to establish verbal contact through the front door and inform her that she is now under arrest for disorderly conduct. She refuses to come out and doesn't give us consent to come in. After about 30 minutes of communication through the open door, she appears at the door with a knife in a threatening manner. She was about 5 feet inside the door. Upon command, she puts the knife down, but retreats into the house a few minutes later and grabs a different knife. Maybe she didn't like that knife, didn't have the long blade and so forth, long enough blade. We backed off, applied for a search warrant, and later went to the house and got her for aggravated assault on a Leo. My question is, does her brandishing the knife invoke the safety concerns, enough safety concerns to cross that threshold and take her into custody without a warrant? Okay, so this is a great question. Now, the first thing we got to talk about here is, were the officers really just, was it lawful to tell a person inside their home that they are under arrest for a misdemeanor? In other words, was that actually a lawful order right there? And the answer is, with these facts, absolutely not. I like to say when cops kind of do something like this, they have written a check that they can't cash, right? What gives us the authority to make a misdemeanor arrest under these facts? Yes, it's a nuisance, but at the end of the day, the crime, disorderly conduct, is not ongoing. So when the officer said, hey, you're under arrest, I got to tell you, in my world, worth nothing. Legally insignificant. There is not going to be an extra charge that you're going to be able to hit them with for them not coming out. Why? Because they have no obligation to leave their home just because you have PC for them. The U.S. Supreme Court has made it very clear since 1981 in a case called Payton that we cannot make a warrantless entry into a home in order to effectuate a routine felony arrest, let alone a misdemeanor. How does that apply here? Because how would that turn out differently? Like, hey, you're under arrest. I ain't coming out. Well, now you're under arrest. I mean, right now I have a reason to go in there. In other words, you have the PC, you just don't have the exigency. And if they did come out, they're submitting to your authority, right? Hey, you're under arrest. Come out right now. If they do come out, in my view, and the case law supports this, is that you have made a warrantless arrest, as like occurred in Payton, without any exigency, without an arrest warrant, without their consent. So I'm sorry, but that's the first issue I have. The second issue I have is not leaving. I know you didn't ask this question, but I'm going to give you, all of it as why are you at this person's door for 30 minutes trying to order them to come into custody? I know this person is a pain. I get it. You have constant issues with this person. They're constantly revving their engine like a jackass. It's probably a V6 to boot, right? Not even a V8 Charger. It's a V6. They're fronting, right? But to them, that's a muscle car, right? And why are we talking to this person? And pretty much probably, if I watch the body cam, I'm sure I'm going to see a non-consensual exchange going on here. We're supposed to leave. There is just no exigency here. So anyway, there's that. The final question is, if we were righteous, legit, lawful at this point, if we were lawfully on their curtilage at their front door, and this person came to the front holding a knife, in like 5 feet away, you would have the authority to do what it took to be safe, right? Whatever that means to you. That could be to tactically retreat. That's what I would like to see there, because if you push your way in, predictably, she's probably going to get shot. But if you thought you had the capacity to safely retreat and get, cover or concealment and then kind of go from there. I would like to see that. However, I can't make those decisions for you. But the case is Ryburn, okay? Ryburn versus Burbank, I believe. Maybe the opposite. But that case is a U.S. Supreme Court case which held that officers may enter a house if they have objective reasons to believe that their safety is in imminent jeopardy. Here, clearly, this is not safe. Now, again, I don't like the whole issues leading up to this case, but clearly she is being a imminent danger to these officers by holding a knife 5 feet away and threatening these officers. So you're going to have to deal with those facts those cases as you kind of confront them. But there is some authority on your behalf. So if you're going to research this, take Ryburn and then whittle it down to some local cases in your circuit. All right? All right, stuff to think about. But at the end of the day, I would have liked to have seen my officers not there to begin with to even have to confront a lady with the knife, because I don't think they're lawfully present. Now with those facts. That ordering them under arrest and just not leaving is problematic. Okay? Under Hardines, right? Hardines, Jardines, 2015. Look at that case too, which clarifies what a knock and talk is. Good conversation. I'm glad you brought this up, regardless of maybe my opinion is not what you want to hear, but it's still good conversation. If you like what we're doing around here, like, subscribe, share with your friends. It does help us out. You don't have to do it, but it does help us out. Also, join our weekly webinars. Did you know that we do weekly webinars for free? For free, totally for free. We didn't charge a penny for these. The topics they range from this and that. You got to go look at the calendar to see what we're doing. But after the webinar, we also do an hour call-in show where you can listen and hear other cops call in, ask their questions. We answer it live. It's a lot of fun. So check it out. All right? All right. Until next time, my friends, you stay safe and you better make some good case law.